So good morning everyone. I'll be talking about introduction to the Hebrew language as the course code goes as CRS 213. CRS 213 according to University of Lagos course code for the course. Introduction to Hebrew language. So first of all, we have to know Hebrew language is a language spoken by the Hebrews, by the Israelites. And this language has been in existence for a very long time, before now. And the language still exists, though the language has gone through stages of evolvement and so on and so forth. So now there are some basic things you have to understand about Hebrew language, so which I'm going to carefully take us through in this video session. So the first part of it that we're going to talk about is the concept of transcription, transliteration, and translation. Concept of transcription, transliteration, and translation. Whatsoever you want to do in Hebrew language, you have to understand these three concepts, because you have to learn the transcription, you have to learn the transliteration, and you have to learn the translation of the language. So when we talk about transcription, what does it mean? It simply means the system of writing a language in its original form. So for instance, we have the original language form of Hebrew called Shahul. This is what we call Shahul. Shahul. Written, when you write a particular language in its original form, when you write a particular text in its original form, that is its original language. So like we have it here, Shahul. So another part of it that you are going to know, that you have to know about in this language, is what we call transliteration. When we talk about transliteration, this means the conversion of an alphabet to another. So like this is the Hebrew original alphabet, for instance. So when you transliterate, you convert this Hebrew original alphabet to another alphabet, to another language alphabet, or to another alphabet using, let me say, when you use, it is like you using the English alphabet equivalent to represent all these symbol. So when you are doing transliteration, you still maintain the language and the pronunciation. It does not affect the language, it does not affect the pronunciation, so it still remains intact. For instance, the Shahul that was written in its original form has now turned to, we have used another alphabet to represent each of these. So this is Shin. We have Shin. This is the alphabet, the vowel A. So we have it the long A. So we also have Aleph. Aleph is here as this. We also have Wow as here, and we also have this Wow. It represents the U, which is U, and we have Lamed as this. So this is pronounced as Shahul. If you go back to this, you can still see that it is still the same thing. We have Shahul and we have Shahul. We still maintain the language and we still maintain the pronunciation. And lastly, on this note, we have the translation. Translation simply means when you convert a text from one language to another language. It's what we simply call interpretation. When you interpret from one language to another language, that is what we call translation. So when you actually translate, from one language to another, you still maintain the original meaning, that is the context and the intent of that language. So we are seeing Shahul from the transcription, we've seen Shahul from the transliteration, that is when we convert it from one alphabet to another. So we have now taken it to another level. So we have translated it to another language, which is called desired. So Shahul means desire. So that is what we call soul in the English form. So lastly, on this note, we are going to see the overall example, the summary example. We have transcription Shahul. Don't forget, this is Shin. This is the long form of A. This is Aleph. This is who. We have the combination of wow and the dot at the middle. So we have lamed, so making it Shaul. Then we transliterate it as we have it. The transliteration is this one represent this represent this represent this represent this, and lastly this represent this. So when we translate it, we now have it as desired. So moving on, in the next video session we'll now be talking about the alphabets that we have, the number of alphabets we have in Hebrew language. Stay